We have made a lot more, wealth available to the people because, take for example, if today we have cashew processing facilities, we are going to, get ×4 of what we get from raw cashew. Last year also, we got about $600 million from cashew, raw cashew that was being exported from Nigeria. If the cashew is roasted in Nigeria, we're going to get over $2 billion. And so this year, as part of, a program, is to procure some cashew processing, machines and give it to, clusters of, cashew farmers who will process it and then, bring it to the market to sell. So government is doing a lot in terms of food processing. In rice, we are about, we have over 200 rice mills which we have advertised. People have expressed interest, and so in the next few weeks that will be, given to those who have expressed interest, who have also met the criteria, that the government set. Also, this will be subsidized. Government is also subsidizing the cost of, these rice mills. We also have, oil mills. We also have, mills for maize, for sorghum, and for some other, crops. The idea is to reduce to the barest minimum and to create a lot more value addition in respect of the different value chains.
But just in line with that, when is the government, looking to begin certification of agriculture produce for export?
Yeah, I set up a committee, a few months ago because one of the biggest challenges that we have is because most of our export, produce are not certified. Yes. Ghanaians will come to Nigeria, take our agricultural produce, take it to Ghana, take it to Benin Republic, and export to Europe. And because we haven't been able to meet this, certification criteria, Nigerians cannot, export directly, out of Nigeria. And so I set up a committee, an interministerial committee, and I tasked them, to go into work. And as one of the results of that, we are going to be exporting. I think we have just exported.
Yes. Yes.
And then it will be launched, in a larger scale about the 29th of this month. And so, what is needed is simply, for people to identify some of these requirements, met for export. Take for instance pulses. Pulses is needed in India. There is a $100 billion market in India. But if you do not certify, you can export it out. People will still have to take it to Ghana, brand it as something that is produced in Ghana or in Benin Republic or in Niger and export, out of the country. So that committee is being given the assignment. They will get back to, with their report, within the shortest possible time. We provided a secretariat for them, with the National Quarantine, Nigeria Quarantine Office, in Abuja here, and they're doing a good job.
What about the staple crop processing zone?
We have, that is one of the programs that, we intend giving priority. Part of the challenge we have, and as part of, our drive to reduce post-harvest losses and to, bring people closer together and to make, agribusiness, more appealing, easier. We have decided that we take a loan of $500 million from the World Bank and ADB. By so doing, we'll be able to, create staple crop processing zones where the infrastructure this year, where the infrastructure, will be provided, where the farmers will be brought closer to the processors. Those who are into branding, those who are into marketing, all of them will be brought, into the same cluster. But government will provide, the infrastructure for the private sector, to thrive. By so doing, we'll create jobs. Everybody, will come there. What we have today is that people, do so much, after growing the crops when the time comes for harvest, because we don't have machinery for harvest. People will have to harvest. And then in the course of trying to, take them from the farm to the nearest, transportation point, so much is being lost. And so what we're trying to do is to create these staple crop processing zones for different crops, where all those who are, doing business, agribusiness, along those value chains will concentrate there and, benefit from the infrastructure that we provided there.
We're talking about, the need for more technology right now, so to speed up productivity. The tractors the government was trying to procure, and even having states to also invest in such, such things. Are you getting enough response on that?
Yes, we recently, my colleague, the Honorable Minister, Agri-Business, was in Brazil, and there are also offers from other countries in the world, from Europe, from Belarus, from Israel. Everybody now knows that Nigeria is the next destination because we have over 84 million hectares of arable land, less than 10% actively used. Whereas other countries are experiencing droughts, God has been very good with us, and so we have enough land. And so a lot of people are trying to tap into the Nigerian market. And to make it, straight, all the food you see being produced are produced by the subsistence farmers. There is actually, no major commercial farm in Nigeria. Olam is trying to come into it, Wakot is trying to come into it, Dangote is trying to come into it, but there's actually no real mechanized farming. So our own expectation is that by the time, we bring machinery, tractors, under a very flexible arrangement, like the Brazilian arrangement is such that you will have a tractor hiring scheme will be arranged where tractors will be brought. Federal government will guarantee the repayment of the tractors. But we have a moratorium period. So our own expectation is that, for instance, assuming the repayment period is 20 years, when the tractors come, federal government will guarantee. If we have a moratorium, for instance, for 7 years, we want a situation where those who hire the tractors will make the full repayment within the moratorium period so that the money will be available.
All right, just hold on with your thoughts. We're still with the Minister of State for Agriculture. We'll be right back after the break. Please join us again.